Yo, everybody, welcome to another episode of Soccer Side Chats. Finally, we're back. I'm your boy Sean, joined by my...
Your boy Lunati. Welcome back, everyone, to Soccer Side Chats. We've been away for a couple of months. I actually don't know how long it's been now, but we're back here to preview the Champions League this week. There's a couple of big fixtures.
Let's go, Arsenal! I had to, bro. I'm gunning for them.
That's treason, you know that.
Yeah.
But anyways, going into that first matchup between Real Madrid and Arsenal, you obviously want Arsenal to win. Do you think Arsenal are going to win?
Unlikely not.
Why not?
Because they're at home. No, they are going to win.
Because they're at home.
And because it's the first leg. And they at the Emirates. I think that, Madrid will definitely score, but I think maybe Arsenal will probably... Yeah, but Arsenal have a lot of injuries.
That's what I wanted to touch on, because... Gabriel is out now. That's a massive injury blow.
Timber is a doubt.
So
meaning now that Gabriel is out, you're probably going to have Kivio and Thomas Partey maybe filling in that.
And with that now...
Calafiori, I heard, is also out.
That's another issue. I actually thought he was going to be available. Okay, but now with that all in mind...
But also Madrid have got their injury concerns as well.
But it's Madrid.
Tchouameni is suspended for the first leg.
Yeah.
Mendy's out. We don't know if Valverde's going to play in midfield or at right back.
Okay, that's fair, nah? I get that, that's fair. But my chat now is, that's about Madrid. Everyone knows what they're capable of, even with all the injuries that they may have.
True.
This is Arsenal we're talking about. Arsenal have no pedigree in European competitions.
And Arsenal will really struggle to score goals, man.
Exactly. So, you have those two issues. And as much as Bukayo Saka's back now, he's their creative force, their star boy, whatever. Do you trust them to break down a weakened Real Madrid side? And do you trust them as well to block out or deny Real Madrid any sort of space in behind?
One thing with Arsenal is that they've got a very good defense. Even without Gabriel, who's going to be a major miss in both boxes, actually. Set pieces and all that. But I actually think that it's going to be a tough one. The thing is, you don't know what you're going to get from Real Madrid. Are we going to get the same performance that we saw against Valencia at the Santiago Bernabeu? Or are we going to get this Champions League performances? That's the thing. That's the question.
And it's fair to actually put that doubt into the world, like just to put it out there, just because it can happen. You can't lose. You're not invincible. Like, these are people at the end of the day that are going to kick a ball. You get me? So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Me personally, I think that the spirit of Real Madrid is going to carry them through to the semi-finals, especially.
I don't think the game will be won in the first leg, though.
Okay, that's fair.
Probably might be a scoreboard draw, a stalemate. Probably, maybe, yeah.
But hey, I don't know. It's one of those games where anything can happen, and you're not sure if it's gonna be a 0-0 or 2-2
or 2-1 to Arsenal. Arsenal could just turn up. We just don't know.
Thing. So,
but what are your predictions for that game? Actually,
for that first leg,
for the Arsenal Real Madrid, first leg,
I think it could be. I think it's gonna be 1-1. 1-1.
First time I agree on. I'm also going 1-1.
I imagine you copied my notes. Anyway, moving on to the next fixture. This is a fixture that we're looking forward to in Tuesday's matchup. This is Bayern Munich, who are up against Internazionale Milano. My friend,
injury concerns again in this time. Musiala out until May, hamstring injury. You've got Neuer as well, who's out. You've got Upamecano. You've got Davis with a cruciate ligament injury
for a long time now.
Until December. So that's kind of weakened Bayern team.
And I feel like it's going to derail them, not only in Europe, but also in Bundesliga.
But I think with Bundesliga, they'll probably be okay, because Leverkusen are also not hitting the heights as they were last season. But I think that it's going to be a tricky game.
But you think it's
Inter? I don't think they'll win. I just think the same thing with the first leg with Arsenal. Bayern are at home.
But Bayern are so leaky at the back, and they've been leaky.
I think Inter will definitely
with those players that they have.
With no Upamecano, it's probably going to be Dyer at the back. And Dyer up against the likes of Lautaro Martinez and Thuram.
They get bullied that one.
The thing is with Inter, with the coach Inzaghi, he's a tactical genius, man. That guy can just change half of his team, and they'll still win comfortably.
Actually, that's actually a fair point that you bring up on Inter. Just because tactically, with this manager Inzaghi, they seem to be sound. In Italy, as much as they slipped up recently, They still are the most consistent. They are the best side from the
And when they play the top teams, I'm saying Napoli's in the league, they do very well.
Exactly.
They heads and shoulders.
So long story short, what you're saying to me is that in big games, they turn up.
And I think tomorrow, I don't just see them losing. I think they'll finish this Bayern team away, the second leg, when they play at home. For the first leg, I think they'll be very happy with the draw.
That's fair. Okay,
What you
that's
think?
fair. I think it will be an Inter win. I think it's going to be similar. It's going to be similar to what Bayern did to Leverkusen.
Oh, I see.
I think it could be that way. Just because Inter are not that hard to break down. I'm not that easy to break down. They're very difficult to break down. And as well, going forward, they are threat.
They enjoy too much, yeah.
Exactly.
And now with Vincent Kompany, the lack of inexperience at this level in the Champions League could play a massive part.
You should just focus on Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And we should just focus on the Wednesday fixtures for the UEFA Champions League,
which are Barcelona Dortmund, which is a cracker, my guy.
Yo.
That's a cracker. Because as much as we look at Dortmund and we know Dortmund are a very tricky side, man.
Especially in Europe.
That's my chat. In Europe, leave them in the league. In the league, I don't think they care much about the Bundesliga. But in Europe, those guys turn up.
And do you now think that because of how far behind they are in the Bundesliga, they're not going to make top 4 there?
They're not going to make top 4. So
with that in mind, do you think now they should put all their rabbits into the hat of the Champions League and try to do what Chelsea did in 2012, what other sides who weren't favourites to even go far into the competition have done, and actually focus on trying to win the competition?
It's going to be difficult. They can do that, of course, but it's a very different competition to what it was last year. With the teams we have, the teams that we have this year,
and the first hurdle is
Barca. And Barca are probably the best team in Europe with Liverpool, but Liverpool are out now of the Champions League. So Barca was such a joy to watch, man. Lamine, Rafinha, all those guys. And it's a thing of if they turn up, could be a cricket score.
Could be a cricket score.
3-1, 4-1. So
that's so true.
What are your predictions for that game?
For that game, I don't know what to expect, but what I do know is that Barcelona are favourites going into that tie. What I also do know is that with the firepower they have going forward, and I know it's been ineffective as the season has gone on, but their high line is still something that if executed properly on the Barca side, not so much Dortmund exploiting them, but if Barca executed properly, you don't see Dortmund scoring.
True. Dortmund, they should have to score, man. With the players like Girassi, Brandt, Adeyemi,
they have the players on paper, but they are struggling to perform. Which is why, for me, as much as I know that you said Barca are going to win 3-1, 4-1, I think this game, it's very similar, and I think Barcelona might even shut out Dortmund. So it might be 3-4 first leg, 2-1, 3-1 second leg.
What I know is Barca will go through.
Yeah, no, that I think is a given.
Okay, now moving on to one of what people say is the clash. After the Arsenal Real Madrid game, I think most people will be looking forward to this game.
Okay, yeah.
Given PSG's firepower up front. Yeah, so PSG, Aston Villa, first leg at the Parc des Princes.
The Parc des Princes.
Yeah, let me just see if there are any injury concerns for both sides. Not really. Marquinhos, the only one suspended for the game. But is he a big loss? Obviously, in terms of leadership.
In terms of leadership and maybe the way they defend for the first leg, it might be a massive loss. I think PSG's main focus, again, it's going to be similar to how they approached the Liverpool encounter, the Liverpool tie. It should be a case of they shouldn't let themselves get out of this tie if they are going to lose the first leg.
But I don't see them losing.
That's the thing, you
look at, yes, Marquinhos might be out, but they've got an attack that can score 2-3 goals, man.
That is so true. And Aston Villa defensively, they do give me ish.
But the thing is, Aston Villa, the factor that I'll ask you about is Unai Emery. He's a genius, man, especially when it comes to these big European games. You look at his history at Sevilla, to Villarreal. This is like his bread and butter, man.
So now, do you think, now with that in mind, and considering what we know the PSG midfield is about now, do you think now they should play a smarter type of football, a more tactical type of football?
I think that's basically what they'll do. They'll be more than happy with the draw tomorrow, and then second leg is in Birmingham. you can get the job done there. Just make sure you don't lose by 2-3 goals.
Yeah, because when that happens, then they're out the time. Yeah, no, I see.
So that's basically it for the Champions League first leg, of course.
Can't wait.
I can't wait tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait. But anyway, guys, this is the Champions League roundup. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sean, do you have anything else to add to this episode?
Nothing else. Just guys, subscribe, share with your family, and tune in for the big Champions League games tomorrow. You don't want to miss out. That's it.
We're back.
Ciao.